How's it going, people? Jeff here from Ecom Geeks. Today we're going to be doing a store review of Susu's fashion, so let's get started. So first things first, right off the bat, you have an issue with your logo. So instead of having, this with the purple background, I highly recommend turning this into a PNG file so that there isn't a background there. You know what you have with, the dark lines, Susu's fashion, and, maybe the crown, it's going to be hard to keep those butterflies in there, and you might want to change the crown to black. Maybe that's totally up to you. But you do need to update that logo so that it has a translucent background because this purple edging all around it just stands out and it does not look professional. Going into your navigation here, it's not bad. I like that you have the drop down menus. It's very good from this perspective here. It's I almost kind of wish it was a little bit more broken up, but I kind of do understand where you're coming from. You might be able to merge some of these, like say, you have like an accessories one over here that also includes bags or whatnot. Honestly, it's really up to you and with your product line, and if you think this is sufficient in order for people to be able to get where they want to go, then yeah, go for it. Another thing to do with issues with navigation is that your filter on the left is not functioning. I tried to look into this and it seems like it might be part of your theme. I think it's kind of hard to tell. It seems like you're using the impulse theme by archetypes. And so I've never used this theme before. It's a third party theme, so it's not with Shopify. So I don't know if this is something that you need to do from their side of things. But if you're going to have a page with all products, you definitely want to filter so that it's super easy for customers to be able to find what they're looking for. Otherwise, they're just looking at a, huge page of 47 products. If I was a woman looking for a bag or, whatnot, I need to be able to go through and be like, okay, I just want a bag and see all the different bags that you have there. So if this isn't working, then I would suggest getting an app to filter that can do it properly. Continuing with your homepage here, there's a couple things that strike me. First off, your hero banner. If this doesn't come across in YouTube, it actually is quite noticeably pixelated on my screen. So you need a higher resolution image for your hero banner. Usually, I mean, on most websites, underneath the header there, you usually have like a line, so it'd be like Susu's fashion, fashion for, the modern woman on the go, or something like that. But you also do have the spring summer 2021. So that's up to you. Usually I do find it beneficial to kind of, have that sort of pull that causes engagement in the customer, like, oh, I am a modern woman on the go, or whatever that tagline is. So scrolling down the page here, I'm having difficulties with the rest of your homepage. You have, two sections here for different products, and then you've got testimonials. Then you've got, kind of a line of different products, new in, and then, there's like it's kind of all over the place. And then there's another thing here for bags and accessories for those collections, but these guys don't even look the same as the ones up here. There's a difference there. The shop now buttons are not shop now. It's you need to make it consistent. Typically what I'd recommend is something similar to our demo site in terms of something very basic. So here's our dummy site. This is like basically the most basic you can go with a homepage. So hero banner, title, the little catch phrase underneath there to grab their attention, call to action. Cool. Something that tells a little bit about yourself, who you are as a person, a store, what you stand for or whatnot. That's really useful. Then, having, maybe some selections. I kind of like on your page how you have, where is it here? Like this section here, this is something that would be better to have further up on your page. Similar to here that, when I set this up, there's just the two main collections, but you can have like, like 1, 2, 3, 4 different options. You could have, latest in, And then usually before the bottom, you have your reviews, and then sometimes you have like a newsletter sign up. I mean, I've got a newsletter sign up here, but yeah, it's like that's the basic of the basic. Whereas this is kind of going all over the place. Like I move these testimonials, right to the bottom. I would insert that section about who you are and what makes you different. These man, you're having some major issues with images. Like this one is highly pixelated. Um, these three here, so this is pixelated. None of these three look professionally done. Like, I mean, this looks like somebody took a picture from their smartphone. It's not, a bad picture for a smartphone, but in terms of a website, you need something professional going on, to really show off, like properly show off what you got going on. This is a more professional image there. There's a lot of other space in there that you might want to remove, but you can tell that, this is actually a professional photograph. So you can do this a couple different ways. Most likely than not, whoever your supplier is probably has some professional photos that they might be able to hand you. I don't know if this is being drop shipped or not, or whatnot, but you should be able to find other information or other images, I should say, that you can add in here that look just more professional. Because you'd really need to come off as professional. Scrolling down to the bottom of your homepage here, it's a little bit small. That's something I've noticed throughout most of your site, is that a lot of your typography is relatively small or thin. I might recommend going into your themes, going to customize, going to theme settings, going to typography, and then in here, you can adjust the size for everything. So in terms of your body text, like if I wanted to make this massive, I could go like that, and then my body text is going to be huge. Or I can, minimize it, and then it becomes super thin. The other thing that you can do is within your fonts, you could change it from just the normal version of itself to the bold version. When you do that, it gives it a little bit more thickness so that you can see up here now. I don't think I need it for this website, but it allows you to see things more clearly. So you especially need that for all these things up here. So now we're going to take a quick look at your product pages. So there's some good and some bad here. There is some major issues going on here. Like it looks very unprofessional because your trust badges are overlapping with your information here. What you need to do is insert a break in between your trust badges and your information, the about us and whatnot. Also, I don't really like this trust badge. There's a million of them online for free, usually like 100% guaranteed, and like your refund thing. This is just too tiny, and you can't really see much of it, so I'd recommend changing that regardless. So another thing is I like that you have things broken into the different tabs. That being said, there's information here that is not necessary. So, I mean, this is useful, and you might want to have that in a different tab. But in just terms of description, you might want to up the bounty a bit. I mean, it does talk about things, and the SEO is not bad. It's just for some reason, like it doesn't really talk to me. This here is good because that ensures quality, and it also seems, I guess the other thing that seems strange is that the descriptions underneath, like you have to scroll past the product in order to be able to view it. I'm assuming that this is different on mobile. Let's just take a quick look there. So yeah, on mobile, things look a lot better in terms of, you've got things properly laid out there. So it does look very good on mobile. On desktop, not as much, but a number of customers are now going through their phones as opposed to on the desktop. In terms of reviews, I mean, this one here says it's powered by Groveware. I've seen somewhere else where you try to import, maybe it was on your homepage. I saw that you were trying to import like the AliExpress reviews of products based on, it might have been this one, based on the app looks. And for some reason that isn't functioning correctly. Geez, I can't remember where I saw it here, but I know that it didn't properly import the product reviews. And that's an issue. I saw like a full white line. Geez, I can't find it here now, but I know that I saw it there. The last thing that I'll talk about is the speed of your website. So when I went to your homepage, things loaded very slowly. I mean, it's now cached in my browser, so it's not as slow anymore, but there's still a noticeable time there. So I took a look at Google to take a look at it, and it seems like you are having some issues that are slowing down your site. So I took a look into this and looked at the different things, and it seems like it's actually your theme, the impulse theme here, that's actually slowing things down. I was hoping that it was going to be some apps that you could either remove or correct, but it seems to be the major thing is your theme. So I mean, either you can live with that, or you could perhaps try a Shopify theme. So aside from the free Shopify themes, all the other themes are made by third-party companies and they are not supported by Shopify. If you have an issue with your theme, you have to reach out to those companies, and Shopify can't do anything. Oftentimes, Shopify will come up with an update, and these themes have to be updated, and they're usually pretty slow. It depends on the company, but a lot of companies are pretty slow to update their themes. Whereas the Shopify free themes are going to make sure that they are running smoothly before Shopify does an update. So there are themes that are very similar to yours. You might want to consider. It's totally up to you because I know that's going to be a lot more effort. But I did notice that things were loading pretty slowly, especially this bar up here. But yeah, there you go. I thought that overall it was really good. You need to do a lot with your images, but yeah, you definitely have something promising here. So take what advice you will, and I hope that helps. Catch you next time. Looking to improve your store? Hire a geek. We offer individual store optimizations, one-on-one training, as well as workshops. Check out the description below for more information.